Hey guys, welcome back to Read Instead. I'm Jake. Good to be with you tonight. I need to wrap up the month of November. And then also, I ordered some books. So we're going to do a little book haul unveiling here tonight. I was just about to open these boxes without recording. And then I said to myself, I'd rather just open them with you guys. So that's what we're going to do here tonight. Stay tuned. So as I was gearing up for this video, I just realized that I only really read 2 books in the month of November. Why is that? I don't know. They were both sort of chunky books, but regardless, I usually read a little more than that. It's okay. They were both good books. One is going to easily be the book of the month. Let me just get this out of the way. If you've been following this channel, you know that I read Wrath, the final book in the Faithful and Fallen series by John Gwynne. I finished that in the month of November. And then I also finished The Fall of Hyperion, which is the second book in the Hyperion Cantos, the science fiction series by Dan Simmons. I will let you know that the Wrath, the John Gwynne book, is the best book in the series, which was pretty, a little surprising to me. I feel like most longer fantasy series that I've read, usually the best books for me tend to be towards the beginning or in the middle. It's hard to wrap up a big epic long fantasy series like that, but John Gwynne definitely does that. The last quarter of the book is just a huge battle which you're sort of anticipating and waiting for throughout the entire series. It all sort of culminates to that point, and John Gwynne finished it off well. Great series at the end of the day. Probably not the best fantasy series I've ever read, but I certainly enjoyed it. The Faithful and Fallen by John Gwynne. Okay, having said that, the book of the month for me is easily going to be, and no disrespect to John Gwynne or any Faithful and Fallen fans out there, but Unreal. Hyperion, which I read at the beginning of this year, was fantastic. And this is, dare I say, even more fantastic. Hyperion, really, the whole first book in the series, you're sort of just introduced to the characters and their backstories and sort of why they find themselves on this planet Hyperion. That's the entire book. There's only like 6 or 7 chapters in the whole book. And there's like 6 or 7 characters that end up on this planet. Just unbelievably riveting and original and super dynamic, and you really have to, for me anyway, I really needed to apply myself to the series and focus as I was reading, but in saying that, it is super rewarding. This book, The Fall of Hyperion, really gets the wheels turning, and like the plot is just, there's just so much to it. I really would do it sort of a disservice if I began to speak about the plot. There's a lot of time travel. This society has gotten to a point in time where the artificial intelligence that they once created, like thousands of years before, has now sort of overtaken them. There's still a lot of mystery involved. Like, this is only the second book, but I was just really intrigued by this book, The Fall of Hyperion. I'm loving this series. Dan Simmons, I don't throw this word around lightly. I feel like we use a lot of phrases and words in society today rather loosely, but Dan Simmons is a genius. I kept thinking that as I was reading this book. It's not, I don't know if it's the best book I ever read, but I've never read a book before, and as I was actively reading it, I kept thinking to myself, this guy is a stinking genius. Like, he really is. So I'm looking forward to the rest of the series. So the only 2 books that I read in November, Wrath by John Gwynne, The Fall of Hyperion by Dan Simmons. The Fall of Hyperion is going to be the book of the month. And yeah, that's what I had for the month of November. Okay, getting that out of the way, I did a little mini book haul here, okay? Listen, I still got some empty space on these shelves, so you got to fill them out. That's just it'd be a sin not to. Oh, that's for something else. Okay, you guys know that I'm a big Red Rising fan, and I've only read the original trilogy by Pierce Brown, which I've reviewed on this channel. I would encourage you guys to check it out. Matter of fact, the like 2 videos ago when I did that, my favorite scenes of all time from any books that I've read, Red Rising, that series ends up on there. So I won't say where. Go check it out for yourself. I would actually really encourage you guys to check out that video. My favorite scenes of all time. I put a lot of thought into it. I know it's pretty long. It's like a 40-minute video, but the whole purpose, I mean, it's don't get me wrong, it's certainly enjoyable and fun for me to talk about my favorite scenes from books, my favorite scenes of all time, but really my motivation behind it is to hopefully get you guys to read those books. If you're not super disappointed in giving some spoilers away. A few of those entries on that list were like the endings, the last scene in the book, so it gives away a lot, I understand. But again, my motivation genuinely is just to get you guys excited about reading. So, my book haul, Dark Age. This is the, so it goes, correct me if I'm wrong, my Red Rising fans out there. The Red Rising, you have the original trilogy, which is Red Rising, Golden Sun, and Morning Star. And then it goes into like a second trilogy, right? But it's all sort of in the same world, same universe kind of thing. So I believe this is book number 5. Okay, next. Son of a... My goodness. It's interesting, right? I gotta talk to someone who works at Amazon. Same shape book, same size and everything. 2 completely different boxes. Go figure that one. Anyway, here it is. This is book number 4, the second trilogy, Iron Gold. I'm looking forward to reading this. I got to get down on this. So I will give you guys a heads up right now. 2025 reading for me, the second trilogy in the Red Rising world. No doubt about it. Okay, and I know I said trilogy. It seems as though I thought there would be 3 books in these boxes, but there is one more book called Dark Age. That would be book number 6 in the second Red Rising trilogy. I guess I'm going to wait a few more days for that. Remember back in the day when Prime used to mean like you'd get it the next day? Now it's like we'll get it to at some point. It's all right. I'm not complaining. Okay, and the other 2 books that I picked up from my local used bookstore, I have read, there's a few people that I follow on Goodreads that I really respect, and they're super, super well-read people. And a few of the reviews that I've read of theirs from this author named Scott Turow have been very flattering. So, he wrote this, I believe it's a trilogy, and the first book is called Presumed Innocent, and that is a movie. I know that's a movie. I believe it came out in the maybe late 90s or something like that. I want to say Sandra Bullock is in it. Presumed Innocent. I could be wrong. I'm sorry. You guys correct me on that, please. Presumed Innocent. Anyway, so I saw the second and third book in this Presumed Innocent trilogy. This would be Scott Turow, Innocent, and then Burden of Proof. So then after I found these, by the way, for like $2 each, pretty good shape too. These are first editions, I believe. I went ahead and bought on eBay the first book in the series, which is Presumed Innocent. Over 4-star rating on Goodreads and over 100,000 reviews. So I call that when something's over 100, when over 100,000 people have gone on Goodreads and reviewed it, and the average review is over 4 stars, then that's, to me, that rings true that it's a pretty good book. So, all right, guys. So I just wanted to connect with you and again, wrap up the month of November, let you know what... See, all these books, I'm gearing up for 2025. And at some point in this month, December, I will make a sort of a reading list. It won't be, you know, I'm not going to give you the entire year's worth. That would, you know, that's just too much. I don't even plan that far ahead, but there are some books and some series that I know for sure that I want to read in 2025. So I want to make a video on that, and who knows, maybe next year. I started this channel maybe 3 months ago. I would be so thrilled and so blessed and privileged maybe next year in 2025 if we can actually start doing some read-alongs on this channel. It doesn't have to be, you know, high pressure or anything like that. We can connect however you guys want to connect. But first and foremost, I definitely, you know, I need you guys to let me know if you want to do that via the comment section down below. That would be awesome if we could get a group of us, maybe 10 or 20 of us, to read the same book together in the same time period, and then we could all talk about it or something like that. So I'm excited. I hope you guys are reading something good. You guys know what I have planned for the month of December. I made that video just a couple days ago. So again, I hope you guys are reading something good. You guys enjoy the rest of your night. Take care.